the Normies. We're here to continue with the mini-series Chernobyl, and good God, it's difficult waiting in between episodes.
Not too hard for me. I'm okay.
Really?
It is. I want to just kind of
watch it. I almost put turn it on accidentally when I was at home the other day.
I guess I am excited and want to see it, but it's just hard to watch.
It is hard to watch, but like it's so gripping and so like well shot and well told that I just kind of like. For me, it's kind of hard to stop. Like I want to know more.
Yeah, I mean, I like to give myself a break on some of this sad boy stuff, but I'm really enjoying it.
So I guess we've been missing some like after the episode stuff. Like you know how after the preview D&D would come in and explain all the plot holes.
We should watch that.
In this, they come in and explain the real life scenarios and what happened and stuff.
Well,
so maybe
no explaining history. That's spoilers.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's after the episode and it's about the episode.
Guys, I want to say this.
I
want to say this because I feel very strongly about this. If you consider history and somebody knowing what that history is a spoiler, you seriously need to look into yourself and work on yourself. If somebody says,
I think they just mean don't taint the watch experience for everyone.
If somebody says Ludmilla dies in this episode, that's a spoiler.
Ludmilla?
Because you're talking about a character in a show. But if that Chernobyl explodes, that's not a fucking spoiler.
Wait, does Ludmilla die?
I mean, no, it was just an example.
You better hope Ludmilla doesn't die this episode.
It was just an example.
She read the first name up on the thing. It says Ludmilla name, so he's gonna die.
Let me show you an example of what I mean by history. Like for example, like we know that Chernobyl exploded, but like for me, I didn't know how far it expanded and how badly it got affected. I don't want to like know all that from your guys' mouths. I'd rather see the.
I mean, we didn't know that. We didn't know the same thing either.
So like, I mean, obviously we know Chernobyl like exploded, but I don't know the details of like how it exploded, who did it, who caused it. All that stuff I would like to know by surprise. Anybody that went in to
I don't know extreme
or
details
do
like
any of these
either.
methods or whatnot, that might be known in history, but I don't know this. I would like to show it.
Yeah, I think what we're getting at is that we gave broad strokes. There will be no more broad strokes, but also none of us even know the details either. We're all learning the details together. Even Marquette, it's a part of her history. So that's all. We're having fun while watching it, but guess what? You should watch it on your own because this is not a market substitute. Guys, if you want to support the Normies too, you can go ahead and do that. One of the ways you can actually support us is by giving us a like. That one little finger is holding us up. And once we get 1,000 of those little fingers holding us up, you are literally supporting us.
We're talking to you, person who's listening to this, contemplating whether or not you're actually going to like it.
Chelsea.
With your phone out. Just like it. It helps
Like
us.
it.
Chelsea.
And
also, guys, too.
All the Chelseas.
We have a gaming channel.
We have a gaming channel. We have podcasts, Instagram, all other things. Like, listen, the Normies is becoming... We're taking over, and we need y'all help to do that.
One C at a time.
All right, let's go.
Hey, how's my cream pie?
Whoa.
Oh yeah, so Serge made a Nutella cream cheese pie with an Oreo crust.
If that sounds familiar, guys, it's because I learned how to make it off of Runner's first lightly toasted episode.
Oh Did you watch it? Did you watch it and just cook with it?
Yeah.
Nice.
I had a fun time listening to your stories.
We could have called it. We missed out on a chance on calling it a cream pie. Let's just.
Oh God!
That's what you said. He said, "How's my cream pie?"
I did.
He also added Nutella.
10 seconds ago, he looked over at Run and said, "How's my cream pie?"
I'm just enjoying my
I
pie,
don't know how I
man.
feel
This
about
whole
that, to be
weekend, you guys
honest.
just like.
And Nutella cream pie.
It's a very, very awkward situation.
Yes, sir. The footage will say it. Do a zoom in.
I didn't mean to do
I
that.
just came back from a trip where they were talking about.
Well, let's just go ahead and press
eating
play.
breakfast.
Press play. What's happening?
Chain reaction.
Okay.
Oh, it's them. The three heroes. It started right where it ended.
We got pump flashlights.
That is smart.
So just crank.
Oh my god, I thought they were fully fucked.
Yeah, I thought they were dead.
Yeah.
Is it possible that the water has already killed them? Yes. Then what? If it doesn't work.
Europe's going.
Found one of them.
I would not want to keep hearing this thing.
Can you turn it down just a little bit? That thing is so loud. Yeah. Sorry.
I don't want to hear it personally, man.
Yeah, it's like eerie. Holy shit. Really? Is that easy? No.
No, but that was not easy.
But I mean, I feel like this is premature celebration.
Yeah, hose them down.
They're dead within a
He's a
week.
fucking ball of vodka. Off tops.
Pulls him down.
Give me a kiss on the mouth.
There are 3 more though, aren't they?
No, it's just those 3 dudes.
I'm here to see my husband, Vasily Ignatenko. He's a firefighter from Chernobyl. I have permission.
Chernobyl. I'm sorry, no visitors.
Please, I've come all the way from Kiersky Oblast.
What the?
Money talks.
Excuse me. Who are you? What are you doing here?
I have a pass.
You can't be here. It's not safe.
I'm here to see my husband.
You can see him for 30 minutes. And you cannot touch him in any way. Do you understand?
She's gonna touch him.
Oh, for sure.
Shouldn't have someone supervising.
I tell you.
No touchy!
Stop!
Ah!
Literally, you
Why
got.
don't you listen to
Do
the
that.
doctor?
Literally,
I mean,
the doctor.
Wouldn't you?
No, not when the doctor said not to. I would want
Especially
to.
there's
Especially when you're
radiation
pregnant.
involved. I don't know if she knows what radiation does or what.
How did this happen? Who gave them the idea? Someone decided that the evacuation zone should be 30 kilometers when we know here, cesium-137 in the Gomel district, that's 200 kilometers away.
It was decided.
Based on what? I don't know. This is really the way it all works.
You should watch your tone.
We have visual confirmation that the fire is nearly extinguished. There's also been a reduction in iodine-131 and cesium-137 emissions.
Good. There's a spike in zirconium-95. The meltdown has begun.
This show does a really good job with like lingering shots with just like Foley is there, you know.
It's horrible.
Was it
Yeah.
Vasily?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
He's gonna
it.
die. Over the next day.
His chest is all puffy.
Why would they let her stay there past like?
No one knows what's really going on, man. This sucks.
Yes. Fire near the house. The situation inside the core is deteriorating faster than anticipated.
And where does this groundwater go?
The Pripyat River. We're recommending we install a heat exchanger under the pad to lower the core temperature and halt the meltdown. And in order to do that, I'm told that we will need all of the liquid nitrogen in the sewage.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
And of course, we'll also need. Yes.
Okay, good.
And
Yeah, Soviet Union's reputation's on the line anyway.
I want to know when this will be over. If you mean when will Chernobyl be completely safe, the half-life of plutonium-239 is 24,000 years, so perhaps we should just say not within our lifetimes.
What does the radiation do to them, precisely?
Ionizing radiation tears the cellular structure apart. The organs and soft tissue begin to decompose.
It is so painful.
The arteries and veins split open like sieves, to the point where you can't even administer morphine for the pain, which is...
That's what's happening to him right now.
3 days to 3 weeks, you're dead.
It's
3 days to 3 weeks.
That is what more about us. In time, cancer, or aplastic anemia. Either way, fatal.
In a sense, you see, we've got nothing you see that. Harry.
Get it? Like, if you know you're gonna die, why don't you just evacuate the town? Who cares about your name now? Like, make it a further evacuation zone.
Oh.
I don't know if I have.
You thought he was asking so he could figure out what would happen to other people.
I've seen that before. They've been here the whole time.
Of course, they've been in the whole time.
Americans?
But if we're seeing them out in the open now,
Americans.
it's because they want us to know.
Oh, it's so creepy.
Yeah.
I like that.
Fucking spies.
That'd
Right?
be shitty if
Is
I was a
that-
spy. But like, I'm about to go get future cancer for your ass. Like, can I not have a different mission?
Are they American spies or some other spies?
They might be,
They're American spies because they were American.
Or it might be their.
Are you sure?
yeah, I mean, it could be their own government. It could be the
It's like I
USSR.
want to know exactly what's going on.
Something I wanted to ask you, Conrad, but I see you're already asking yourself the same question.
Why did it explode? It's not possible.
Everyone who's in the control, they're all in Moscow, hospital number 6. We need to find out exactly what happened that night.
That's how they got this info here for this.
Others.
What's as big as a house?
Is that Gior
Yeah,
Mormont?
that's what. Yeah, that's
Gior.
fucking Mormont.
Oh god, this is the perfect guy to tell them. Like a fucking snazzy business suit wearing.
He is
And it's fucking this
Whoa.
guy from, what's his name? He was in Ready Player One's new Star
Star
Wars.
Wars. What's his face?
Yeah. Is it that guy?
Looks like him. David
How
Mendelsohn?
many men do you have? 100 in total. I need all 100 men to gather their equipment and get on the trucks. To where? That's classified.
AK-47s with him.
We don't leave unless we know why. You're going to Chernobyl.
No.
We dig up coal, not bodies. The reactor fuel is going to sink into the ground and poison the water from Kiev to the Black Sea. All of it. They want you to stop that from happening. How are we supposed to do that? Do you need to know, or have you heard enough?
Pretty much ask them to give their lives.
Their eyes are gonna
Yes.
Yeah. Looks like him, but
Give
it's
him a
not.
hug. Give him a hug right in that suit. Nice.
Now you look like the Minister of Coal.
Oh, fucking Papa Bear.
Why is Papa Bear always with a bunch of dudes in black, man? That's just like...
Yeah.
Man of the Night's Watch.
Oh my god. Don't even be in the same room. Dude, holy shit. Look at this.
Oh, dude, you can.
I told you don't touch it. It's not safe.
You dumbass. You got a kid.
Oh.
Oh, she made it in.
Give me something else.
I'm not a nurse, Comrade Dyatlov.
Oh my god, that's Dyatlov.
You can get the fuck out of my room.
Real piece of shit to the end. She's gonna have to stay in there and risk exposure just to ask questions.
I mean, she's
already
if she was in Chernobyl,
You already rested.
X amount of years, she's gonna have cancer. That's just coming for her.
Science says she just wants answers. So.
I mean, they gotta figure out how it happens so they can make sure it never happens.
Yep.
And figure out the real story of who not who
How
fucked up, but
up they look.
How do you get fucked up?
whose fault was it after the fact because of the way the chain of command was working. Like that guy, the mustache, who refused to believe it.
My advice, tell the truth.
Andrei Glukov, crew chief.
These work.
To an extent. Of course.
This guy's fucking solid snake here.
We need to install a liquid nitrogen heat exchanger. There's no way to approach from the interior of the building, so you have to get at it from underground.
And what's above the pad?
The core of the nuclear reactor.
Is it gonna fall on top of us?
Not if you're done within 6 weeks. Because we need to keep disruption of the ground above to a minimum, you can't use any heavy machinery. It has to be done by hand.
Fuck.
Gonna need more men? We can start in the morning. No. We start now.
Holla.
By fucking hand, bro. Like, straight shovels.
I mean, that is technically right, by hand, not machinery.
I mean, I know, but it just, can you imagine, like...
Oh.
Trying to do that in 6 weeks?
Yeah, that's
With
fine.
it's like 100 men.
We need friends.
For what purpose?
What do you mean for what purpose?
You think you're fucking tunnel, that's why. Who's talking to you? Comrades.
Fans will put dust in the air. The dust will go in your lungs.
Green dust in my lungs for 20 years.
Not this dust. For your own good. No fans.
Ice. Bring some ice.
That is true.
Just bags of ice. It's like fucking.
That's a whole new logistics problem.
You should try to get information. Oh boy.
I'm a nuclear physicist for the Chernobyl Commission. I want you to tell me everything that happened on the night of the accident. Is that alright?
Oh, I remember this kid.
My name is Leon Fedorovich Dalton. I am the senior reactor control chief engineer at Chernobyl nuclear power.
Was he the one with the glasses and the mustache?
No, he was the young kid who
was
in the
like-
end was crying with the guy turning the water pipes in the bottom.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Don't do it.
Oh my god.
Can't do it. Don't do it.
Don't. What the fuck you doing, bro?
Just putting it in there for him, maybe. Waking him up. He passed out.
You're not
I was
supposed to do
bleeding
that.
from his nose.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm here.
Damn, bro. They really turned it into like, I hate to say it, monsters, bro.
It isn't safe for you. He's my husband. Not anymore. He's burned. Go home.
She doesn't even understand what happened to him.
I don't want him to die now. Stay on the other side of the plastic.
For the love of God, listen to that.
My security.
At least.
Well, it's done for her.
Yeah, she straight kissed the boils, man. Once you kiss a boil.
You're done, bro.
It's my love.
You idiot.
And she already dead.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna
No, you're not, dude. You're an idiot.
Man, you are, but that baby's gonna be hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You're still touching
Oh, you idiot.
The miners are making incredible progress.
I'm sorry about minors.
Oh, there's the nudity.
Oh man.
This is like a protest.
Yeah, this is a protest.
Dicks out, bro.
Look at his fans. Still off the course. This is where fans made.
Jesus, for real?
Girl is protected.
You tell me to make a difference.
Not really.
When this is over, will they be looked after? I don't know.
Damn.
Jesus.
Straight truth.
It's truth, though.
That's fucking rough.
Why didn't you press the AZ5 button?
I reported the increase to Akimov, and he pressed the button.
Leonid, that's not possible.
I saw him do it, and that's when it exploded.
So the emergency shutdown button is the thing that blew it up.
Yeah.
You're saying like white people look the same?
Was she just crazy? Like, what's going on?
Do you have any idea what you're dealing with? Of course I do. Please, I do. No, people are going to hear. Do you understand? Everyone is going to hear.
What is everyone gonna hear?
Holy fuck.
Shit.
Uh oh. Is he the hospital manager? Shit.
No, see that.
My name is
We gotta hear. What is everyone gonna hear?
Fuck.
Oh, Kremlin. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Homyuk was arrested last night.
Boris.
I'm working on it. After thousands of sorties, our brave helicopter crews.
A metaphor for what's happening there.
That's Mark's
Miners are working
picture.
heroically to
There is an enormous amount of radioactive debris and contamination spread out across a zone of approximately 2,600 square kilometers. This entire region must be completely evacuated. All animals still surviving within the zone must be presumed contaminated and will have to be destroyed to prevent the spread of radiation and disease. The very ground itself has absorbed a dangerous amount of radionuclides, so we will have to raise entire forests. We will have to rip up the top layer of earth and bury it under itself.
God, so much fucking work.
Jeez.
How many deaths?
Perhaps tens of thousands.
We give that much.
I like that no one's like fucking around with it. Like they all
Yeah.
like as soon as we get.
How serious this is.
My associate was arrested last night. I mean no disrespect, but I was wondering if you could tell me why.
I'm sorry, I don't know who you're talking about.
She was arrested by the KGB. I need her. So you'll be accountable for her? Then it's done.
So he knew who.
Well, I mean, yes, he's the secret fucking police. He's the CIA. Yeah, he knows what he's talking about.
He's
What do you mean,
just
are you
such
accountable
a
for her? What is that supposed to mean?
That means that if she fucks up,
You're gonna
he
get,
fucks
he's
up.
gonna get.
I'll come back when the paperwork's complete.
They let a pregnant woman into a room with a...
How'd she know she was pregnant?
Yeah.
Because the guy was touching her belly.
You want to stop?
Is that a choice I even have?
You can't stop the work.
The miners are told to dig under the reactor will save millions of lives. Maybe I'm killing them for nothing. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't think you have a choice any more than I do.
What will everybody find out then? What's everybody gonna find out? No? You're good now? Okay.
That sounds like snitching to me.
Akimov pressed AZ5 and then the reactor exploded. If it had been just one of them, I would have put it down to 40 memory only.
Does this mean something? Did they miscalculate something?
Or maybe that button is
The
like
button.
faulty.
I'll go back to the hospital and re-interview Akimov and Tatanov.
Shit, they're still alive.
Yeah.
Piles of goo.
Dude, the firefighter guy, like, his body was
Well, they're gone.
so hard to look at. It was, like, ridiculous.
You look an alien almost.
This is like the fucking draft.
Scary.
They part of the 750,000?
Yeah. Logatsev? Is that how you pronounce his name? I think that's why he ended up killing himself, is he couldn't. Like, he knew he had to make these decisions for people to die, but, like, he couldn't live with it. Because, I mean, he did the best he could.
Oh, he's dead.
This episode's almost over. This music and the montage. She's getting dizzy herself.
They gotta weld that shit shut. That's fucking crazy.
Why can't they just...
Because you're gonna release whatever's on them into the atmosphere if you burn them.
You can't let them go into the earth either.
This is like the legit problem with like nuclear waste stuff. Like,
holy crap.
It's ridiculous. Yep.
So, oh my fuck.
You guys want to see the next part or like that after episode shit too?
Sure. Just let it play lightly in the back.
So that was really fucked up.
Well,
this was hard, man. Just kind of dealt with some of the aftermath stuff and what they're gonna be dealing with in the next 3 years. So much.
and like, well, old boy kills himself within 2 years, right?
6,
Yeah.
5, 6.
I thought it started with 2.
No, it's 2
Two?
years.
Yeah, like it started off with him telling the story, and then it starts with like 2 years ago.
He hanged himself or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like them really trying to figure out this problem and how like they have to jump on it because the dudes that know what happened are the ones that are dying the fastest. They're the closest to it, and like not figuring out the problem means that it stands the potential of happening again because like we didn't understand. We're still trying to like obviously understand shit about nuclear reactors and whatnot, and like it could happen again. Like people just I don't know. You gotta be on it because this is a huge thing. If it happened again, it could have been 10 times worse.
So much stuff is involved you wouldn't think about. You know, the mining crew. I like how they give all the workers their own personality. You know, the leader of the mining crew wasn't gonna go down without repping his boys.
Yeah. And he didn't wanna like he knew what was at stake too. Like it just sucks. That part where there was like, will they be taken care of? And he was like straight up sitting down. That's just like. Fucking that's trash.
Well, because he set him up too when he was like, my experience with miners is don't lie to them. And like, communism, Marquette said, correct me if I'm wrong, it's supposed to be like the party for the workers, right? It's supposed to be all like about like the hardworking individual, and like they call these dudes up essentially to their death, but they still like are also like, yeah, well, we don't even know if we can take care of your family or take care of you after this. Like, that's fucking wild, man. It's once again a like huge contradiction to the way that they operate compared to what they say. And it's fucking wild.
I hate how like there's like the KGB. I mean, it just makes sense to me. It's like these guys are like they have the country's best interests in play. Why are you still trying to like fuck it up? Like I feel like
you mean with the KGB?
Yeah, like why I don't understand why they.
It's
state secrets.
They're there just to save face. Like they just want to make sure that
KGB is a propaganda machine.
Yeah,
Like,
so
whatever can lead, then we need to make sure it doesn't.
Yeah.
Exactly what that lady was about to do. She was like, "I'm gonna tell everybody about your lack of protocols here," and they're like,
Right.
"Are you?"
Yeah, right. Because I mean, but like,
what are you gonna tell? It's like
so cheeky about it, like damn.
It's like I mean, but it's legitimately like the CIA. Like if America has a chance to CIA is not supposed to operate on our soil.
This is a preview though. Let's wait till after this.
Don't look at the preview. Like the CIA is not supposed to operate on American soil. There's something big like this happened, and
Literally, don't look at it.
Okay. I thought it was like a small one.
And there's chances that big secrets that could harm America would leak. I assume that they'd be on the scenes making sure that none of those big fucking secrets leak, even though they're not supposed to.
So they're being followed by the KGB the whole time.
Yeah, because I mean, your own government. Like when shit like this happens, this is the point in time when your feelings for your country are gonna waver. When something huge happens and your country isn't acting how they're supposed to, that's a time for snitching. And they're like, we are here because we know there's a time for snitching. So.
Alright, here we go.
How did you know it's starting?
We're going to Chernobyl.
Yeah, it's.
Where'd you guys see Jorah Mormont?
Georg.
Okay, cool. It's Jorah's dad. It's not like a bit.
Miners in Soviet Union were tough guys. It was like the rules didn't apply to them in a sense.
They had a lot of power in the Soviet Union because the Soviet Union needed coal for energy.
Now you look like the Minister of Coal.
The miners who were willing to dig out coal had pretty good leverage, and they were not to be messed with in any capacity because you couldn't afford them not to go to work.
I need friends.
For what purpose?
What do you mean for what purpose? To dig a fucking tunnel, that's why. Who's talking to you, comrade?
Damn. Characters with attitude.
They built it in a hurry, they worked 24 hours a day, it was a mess, it's all loose and toothy, 8 guys at the back, just constantly digging out earth and sending it back out.
All in all, around 400 miners dug 13 meters a day.
There was this amazing nobility and self-sacrifice.
We don't know their names, and they did it without any expectation of glory or anything like that.
As it turns out, it was a big sacrifice for the miners who were sent down there, who didn't need to be.
They worked around the clock in impossible conditions, not only radiation, but heat, and they dug this tunnel in record time. Now, what happens to these men?
Don't tell me.
When this is over, will they be looked after? I don't know.
did it on the understanding that they were saving millions of people. Extraordinary acts of heroism.
The work they were doing was incredibly dangerous. They knew it, and they did it anyway. And the reports are that quite a few of them died very young.
Yeah, that was good. Those are good. That's like a quick 2 minutes.
Yeah, that was gonna be longer.
Yeah,
That was
man,
really good.
fucking A. That's
It's just
that
like
is-
these miners, they never went down in history either. Just like went down as the miners that saved it.
No.
Fuck that, man.
Yeah,
It was like they didn't have much data back in track.
Such brave men.
I like the little things you don't think about when it comes to like these radiation accidents, like welding the caskets shut, and having to put it in the earth with cement. It disregards anyone's funeral customs. It's so unceremonious for any religion, even if you're not religious. Just I really like how they went through the entire extent to film how realistic that is with the cement coming in, and it looked like semi-beautiful as because of the way it was shot. It was just like really well done.
I mean, if you were there, it looked like a construction site.
Yeah, and it was the way it was cutting between. That actress's name is Jessie Buckley. I think she does a really fantastic job playing the firefighter's wife.
Yeah.
And she was the way it was cutting back to her face and just what she was seeing. It was just, what is that? That's no way to say goodbye to a loved one. It's just he's welded shut in cement. Like you couldn't feel like you can go to the graveside and communicate with him. You can't.
I mean, even once they start understanding radiation too, I mean, would you even want to? Yeah. Not that it's gonna be an issue then, but like I'd be paranoid. You know?
Really, I don't. Man, that way that what's his name, the firefighter guy looked, he was
just killing the boy.
The makeup and effects team on this is like
so.
Oh my god, that was 25. That was
The description of how it works when you're exposed to such a degree, in terms of days and weeks, and how it progresses is just so terrifying. When they were explaining it, where like they're on a cellular level, your body just starts decomposing inside, and then like all you were left with is like.
So you rot from the inside.
You end up being like a bag of fluid.
It's like the slowest process, like
I
the slowest way to go.
Rarely feel bad for things that have happened in our history as Americans, but when I'm watching that, I'm just like, why the fuck were you using nuclear weapons? Like, dear Lord, that's like the fucking consequences that, if you're not in the city, that gets destroyed, but at least you're close enough to it, or you're downwind from it, that your kids are fucked, your DNA's fucked, and like if you're not directly by, if you're close enough, you'll just melt away. That's like
fine, all bombs and missiles, but can we have them that just aren't nuclear? Or can it just be a big bomb that's not?
And to the fair point, we did firebomb. We killed more people in firebombings in Tokyo, like before even the nuke. But still, though, like the nuke is
more people than Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yeah, there's a whole lot.
Fuck.
So I want to find out history, I'll let it spoil it, but just using nuclear weapons is fucked. I'm like, God almighty, I can't even, I couldn't be the motherfucker that signs off on that shit. You gotta be, even if you thought you're saving everybody, like, God almighty, people don't need to die like that. It's fucking awful, just melting away.
I like the one line in the show where he was figuring out why we haven't evacuated on a larger thing, and he's like, is this really how it's done? Just uninformed decisions made by career politicians? It's like
when a traumatic thing like this is happening, that's what we can expect as well. Like even today, they're all just motherfuckers not knowing what to do. This is the first time it's happened to them as well.
I mean, especially like for this one, it's the first time in history this shit's happening. Like the scientists are like, do this, but like if you
the problem is how many red tapes what are you talking about?
If you're a politician, your main goal as a politician is to continue to be a politician. So it means that making a big call like that to evacuate everybody, you're probably going to lose your job as a politician because the people that you're evacuating are just going to dislike you and they won't understand that you're saving them. So you got to watch out for your own ass, and that shit trickles down.
It's a lot worse now. Like they find out that you could have.
Well, that person doesn't understand that they don't know the future, but they were damned if they did, damned if they didn't.
This is why I think that specialists should be in charge of different ministries if that's how your country works. And you have departments or ministries, then whoever is, Ministry of Education should be a seasoned educator, you know what I mean? If you're at a Ministry of Coal and Mining, you should have been working in mines for 50 years before you can get that job. The problem is you would probably be dead if you worked in mines. But what I'm saying is you should
have some experience in living,
if you should be the one in charge. But these days you have my country and this country as well. It's you have people in power for different departments, absolute zero experience running that department, and like you need to know from like bottom up what it requires. Like you need to have the bottom shit experience, the mid tier as well as the top to be on top. That's what I think.
That's why Sarah Palin should have been vice president, because she had that experience of seeing Russia from her backyard.
And look, that was 2016 election. She helped us with Russia.
Yeah.
Is anybody else hot or am I dying?
You need the AC on.
I'm a
Okay.
little hot.
I was also really shocked at like the aftermath work they need to do. They need to kill all animals.
Raise the area again.
And it was raising
under itself?
Just
100 feet.
surfacing and then burying it, just flipping.
Imagine how much of a waste of time it's like if you're doing
I think they said roughly 100 square kilometers they need to
Yep.
do that, so that roughly translates to 24,710 acres.
And killing all animals.
All the animals they find.
Our pets.
Insects,
Especially
like bees, like what would you do?
Well, not the insects.
Yeah, so like imagine that now. It's like, okay, we need to evacuate you from your home and kill your dogs and...
I think
there's radiation everywhere from this by now, right?
Like how cockroaches...
Minor traces of radiation everywhere.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah,
cockroaches, like some bugs aren't affected by radiation, so you don't have to go kill all the fucking bees.
Imagine
But,
if...
I don't know.
Can you imagine if the nuclear thing did melt into the water and that water supply was going to be...
Forever.
All into the Black Sea.
People
Forever.
What countries surround the Black Sea, Marquette?
Turkey.
Like forever.
Ukraine. I think Russia borders with Black Sea as well. Bulgaria. I think that might be it.
Well,
Hungary?
No, Hungary. That's a border with the sea.
but like that's a big deal. Like that's a big fucking deal. I don't know, man. I'm glad these guys are heroes and they do need their story told. Because I mean, I always knew about what happened in Chernobyl. I didn't know that it had the possibility to like ruin Europe.
I always called it like the meltdown at Chernobyl, but now it's like really an explosion. Which there was a safety test. Then they used the button that turns off the whole thing, blew it up.
Why do you guys think it happened?
It was either like a faulty like bug or like it never got that high before, and there's a reaction to that.
No, well, I mean, the way they're telling it seems like
faultily put together.
Yeah, the way they're telling it seems like pressing the button caused the explosion. So maybe instead of shutting everything down, maybe it was like miswired and it ramped everything up. You know?
Or it could also be, remember like when that head guy in the mustache, he said we dialed in this based on your calculations to run that safety test, so maybe they just input the numbers wrong.
Yeah.
And
I know what it is. I'm going to tell anybody though. When we all find out what it is.
I was rewatching.
Find out what is
episode 1.
What caused
and I don't know. But so another little fun fact here. So 1 acre is about the size of an American football field. So imagine 24,700 of those.
And that's the radiation.
Well, that's why they gotta updo all the fucking land.
Yeah, that's the. They need to dig up and
think about all the costs and everything.
Oh, I'm thinking about like if your job was literally dig a hole, flip the dirt, and put it back. I'd be like, no, that's. I hate work that has like
Isn't it
no.
larger than India?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
And like the big structure that they have to build, like just over the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking because I mean obviously this area gets like abandoned or whatever, so I'm thinking they're gonna come up with all the shit that they need to do, and they're gonna be like, I think it's more effective just to not come back here for a little bit.
For like hundreds of
There's
years.
another show we watched where a bunch of cement was built over something radioactive. They had to keep.
Was it radioactive or was it
button
something
to
different? Because I'm
negate
pretty
it.
sure it was electromagnetic.
It was electromagnetic, but Saeed said the last time I heard something like this happen was Chernobyl. I was like, alright, Saeed.
But yeah.
Sorry, I had to do it.
Yeah.
Slap
So
me, kill me,
I'm excited for when the show tells us why, and when the show tells us why, I'll tell you guys why I know why.
Why you know why you know
Why
why?
you know why?
Well, you know
I just
why.
want to correct myself. Black Sea is surrounding Romania as well,
All the vampires would die.
and Georgia on the other side.
Whoa.
So and I just wanted to also say that Black Sea is by Istanbul. So Istanbul has an official population of 18 million people. The official is probably about 30. Because there are a lot of refugees and
That like what a fuck God, man, and like Istanbul's like culturally important for the world. Not that all the other places aren't, but like.
Shout out to the interview lady going around and getting the actual answers for us, or we wouldn't have known any of this stuff. She hadn't have gone around and actually asked them folks.
So she is a scientist.
She
They didn't even show Akimov. Did you notice?
Yeah, well, she said he didn't have a face.
Yeah, his face.
They were like, we don't even want to begin to depict that.
That's why they didn't show him. She was just like by the plastic.
Yeah.
And then she left, and I was like wondering why they didn't show him. And then when she said that
his face
he didn't even have a face, I was like, Jesus.
I have one last question. Do you think that the state or the country you live in the event of something like this, essentially has permission to ask you to come and put your life on the line for it?
Yup.
Hold on, down there? What'd you say?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Nahid?
No, I'll give you a choice.
I mean,
they did it in the past. They said president, so
they gotta be a patriot, no matter what country it is. I mean, if you're trying to save the people of your country,
as long as it can't be a forceful choice, man. It has to be a choice that they do on their own.
I mean,
well, the draft is not.
But if no one volunteered, let's say,
no one's gonna volunteer, I don't think, to get cancer, especially when you know. I think when it's like we need 2 dudes. Those 2 dudes are going to be glorified heroes, but it's like, we need 750,000, you're rolling the dice, and you're probably not going to get shit in return for it. Then...
No one's going to do it.
Yeah.
Or not that many people will do it, still going to need to make
I think you're underestimating the power of the human race.
No.
I think you're underestimating wanting to stay with your kids and your family.
Yeah. I think you're underestimating wanting to save your fucking kids and family. If it were me out there, I would volunteer. I'm sorry. Why the hell wouldn't you? If it took 700,000 people to save the United States from whatever, do it.
Yeah, but
or else you all die.
I mean,
and if you're not going to volunteer, you better hope someone else does.
But that's the thing, though, with volunteering like that, is that most people, so a lot of people are like you, but a lot of people are also like, I bet you everybody else is going to volunteer. You know what I mean? Because then everyone can say it in the moment, but when it's, hey, you're about to come away, and if you do manage to come back, you're going to probably have cancer in 10 years. And also, have fun dealing with that, because we're not giving you shit for it.
Yeah. And you also want to be responsible to your kids because you're going to be radioactive yourself.
No, I mean, you could be around your kids, but once it damages your DNA, you can't have more kids because they'll come out with damaged DNA. Like, it's a big deal, and I mean, I don't know. Real talk, I don't know where I stand.
So 100 prove anything in the culling in season 1. It's that you can rely on 300 people even after an apocalypse to give their life on the line to save the greater good. The 100 guys.
I think we might see this like go 9 months because I feel like her being pregnant is like significant to this, and it's going to show like the aftermath.
Oh God, really?
Yeah.
It's going to show the aftermath.
What they plan to like pregnant characters.
It's going to show the aftermath of like what it did.
It's like Chekhov's gun. You mentioned a pregnancy. We got.
I have a question for the lovers on this couch. If your lover was burning to death with radiation boils, would you kiss him?
No.
No, I love you to death, babe. I'd hang out there. I'd get a big old yellow radioactive suit and I'd hang out with you.
But you wouldn't touch him,
Yeah,
right?
that's the thing. Like, I understand her wanting to be with her husband when he's dying, because like I had experienced death in the family, and I wanted to be there, and I couldn't, and that was like a big deal to me. So I understand her feelings, but she should have been, especially knowing she's pregnant, she should have just like been behind. It's not about her at that point anymore. So
I don't think nobody explained why.
I know that, but
no.
they gave the rules.
She did say, the nurse said, she asked her specifically, are you pregnant? She said no.
Yeah.
She lied to her.
Yeah.
That's one. And then also she was like, don't go across the plastic, or it will be dangerous.
She told her it would be dangerous. She didn't have to tell her why. She said it'd be dangerous to you. He could have malaria. What the fuck ever.
And the guy himself, like whatever her husband, like, bro, if you are like sitting there with all that pus over your body and you got it from something that you touched, would you really want your girl around you like that? Like,
I mean, I think he also might be a little delusional too. Like, if his DNA.
His brain's deteriorated.
Yeah,
You can't.
in your final moments, you don't want to be alone. So
that's what I said. Like, you can still be there. You can talk to them. But like you
I'm talking about from his perspective. Like he's also telling her stay away. But
Serge, what about you?
But like deep down, he probably wants her.
You know, buck all the rules to touch somebody who's radioactive, no matter how much you're in love with them.
Nah, especially if they've got a kid in the picture or something.
But you won't give her a pregnancy. You.
No, your fucking semen still gets people pregnant, and it'd be twisted and shitty. Twisted, shitty semen.
Yeah, don't wanna. Yeah.
You want rads in the nets.
Well,
don't get rads in the nets.
No rads in the net.
And with that, we will see you next time for more Chernobyl.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching the Normies react to episode 3 of Chernobyl. Please hit the like button if you're enjoying this series. As always, you can catch more and the rest of the series up on our Patreon right now. Big shout out to all of those super patrons: Luis, Joe, Nasser, Marky, Chelsea, Gino, Adam, Kelly Parks, Keyboard Junkie, NYRFan, and Philip. We'll see you all next week for more Chernobyl.